everyone. I think we'll go ahead and get started. For those of you who don't know me, I'm Leah Tasman, the Wellness Program Manager for A Healthy You. So today we're going to go over the rules and all of the components of the weight loss challenge, formerly known as. This year we're calling it Weight Kickstart, and you'll kind of see why as we go through why we've updated that name. So how many of you have already registered for the challenge? Most of you? Okay, and some of you still deciding? For those of you, okay. And how many of you participated last year? Okay, so a lot of newbies, good. So today, like I said, we're going to go over the rules, the components of the program, including weigh-ins, points, prize qualification, all of that good stuff. Then we're going to do a short mindful eating demo to get you into the mood. And then we have our support team here, and you'll learn more about how they can help and help you with your behavior change as well as earning points for the challenge. So we'll hear from them a bit. So let's go ahead and get started. I may actually sit down so all of you can see over here. Can you still hear me okay? I'm still short. All right, so just a few quick highlights. This is an 8-week program. It begins Monday, the 25th, assuming we're here and the snow has not completely taken over our lives. It is a partner-based program, so teams of 2. Many of you have probably found your partner already. If not, they still have time to register. You have until the end of the week. Like I said, it's weight focus, but also focusing beyond weight into more healthy behaviors. So we'll get into more of that as we continue. And also just one quick perk to highlight is that the A Healthy You group exercise classes are no cost for anyone in the program. So normally those classes are no cost for Rec Sports members only, and then $5 drop-in for non-members. But if you're part of our program, those classes are going to be no cost for everyone. All right, so what I'm going to do is just go through our website. You may have looked at the website and got scared away because there's a lot of text there. I understand that. So we're going to try to break it down here, and then this way you can refer back to the website whenever you have questions or anything like that. So, like I mentioned, it is a partner-based program. So in the past we did larger teams, but based on feedback. People like the idea of the buddy system, and that is sort of a best practice. So we're doing teams of exactly 2. Each participant needs to complete the registration form. So make sure if your partner has not registered online yet, make sure he or she does that before the end of the day on Friday. If you do not have a partner and want us to buddy you up with someone, you'll mark free agent. So for those of you who are free agents, we'll be assigning your partner probably by the end of the week or beginning of next week. So just carry on as usual until you hear from us. So that's the partner team part. Like I mentioned, the deadline for registration is Friday, so please help us spread that word around. And we'll begin the challenge on Monday. So no weighing in, nothing until Monday. We're just kind of prepping. So everyone will need to sign a liability waiver. And we do have extras if you need a copy here today. You can also find it online at this link right here. So you can print that out, sign it, and either drop it off to our office in MGC 330O, which is right upstairs. Or you can send it via campus mail, get it to us one way or another. You can also send it electronically. Then there's also the $5 registration fee. So that is directly contributed to the prize pot. So we're not pocketing any money from this. It's all goes to the winners. Actually, so we'll talk about how it goes to which winners at the end of the website here. But just keep in mind that the more people that participate, the more money is in the prize pot. So it's at your advantage to recruit some more people. So we appreciate your help on that. Let's see. So let's get into establishing goals. So as participants, you'll establish a weight goal with A Healthy You, and that's the weight goal that we'll track every week during the challenge. So in order to find your weight goal, you'll be classified into a BMI range. And if you look on your tables, you have these handy BMI wheels. We also have a calculator online, just if you're curious kind of where you are right now. But BMI is a height to weight ratio, and it's the best form that we can use in the office because no one is going to be dunked into a pool, and we're not going to do any of the other kind of body composition measures that may be helpful and accurate, but BMI is the best way to go for this challenge. So based off of your BMI range, we'll provide a weight loss goal. So you can see which ranges and then what percentage of the starting weight you would be challenged to lose during the challenge. So if you are already at a healthy BMI, you'll have the choice to either lose or maintain your weight. So we know that even if you're at a healthy BMI, it may not feel where you want to be. So maybe you put on a few pounds and you just want to lose a few pounds, and that you'll still be in the healthy range. You know, we don't want anyone in the underweight category. But if that's what you choose, you have that option. So you can see in this first box here, 18.5 to 21.9 BMI. So you'd have the choice to either stay within 2% of your start weight, so that would be maintaining, or lose 1% of your starting weight. So we just ask that you make that decision the first day that you weigh in with us, and then that's what we'll track for the remainder of the challenge. All right, moving right along. Also, just to point out, you're not going to be penalized for losing more weight than your goal. However, you're not going to get extra points for it. So it's not about losing the most weight, because that can be very unhealthy. In fact, you only want to lose 1 to 2 pounds per week so that it's sustainable over time. So you won't be getting extra points by dropping 10 pounds in 1 week. Also, standings are determined based on the percentage of weight loss goal that each team member has achieved. So again, that weight loss goal that we give you up front is what you'll be going off of, and whatever percentage of that you achieve is how we're basing the weight points off of. And just to ease everyone's mind, that individual weights will never be shared. It's completely confidential. It's in our A Healthy You only file computer. So we're never, ever going to post your weight for everyone else to see. So feel at peace with that.
Quick question
Yeah,
about that.
question.
A while ago during the pedometer challenge, they were also posting names of people that could show up in a Google search, for example. Are you
Okay.
going to not do that this time, I hope?
So I think what you're referring to is that during the pedometer challenge, for those who step 10,000 steps a day, who are averaging that, we kind of highlighted them and congratulated them. Yeah, and they were on the website. So if you don't want your name to appear in something like that, we may do something similar. Probably for the most part in this challenge, I don't think any names would be up. It would be a team if it were that. But yeah, if anyone has objections to names, it wouldn't be a weight or anything like that, you can let us know. But As of now, I don't foresee us posting names in this challenge at least. All right, so the next part of the challenge, like I said, we have a weight component, but we're not solely focusing on weight. We're focusing on healthy behaviors as well, and that's where these A Healthy You activities come in. So you can earn additional points by participating in qualifying A Healthy You activities, and here's the list of activities that you can choose to participate in and receive points. So we have a few representatives to my left here that will speak about the program, and we'll also allow time for you to talk to them after to get more information and how to sign up for their programs and things like that. So I'm not going to get into too much detail on those, but I will highlight a couple of the ones that we don't have anyone speaking from. And that is first, Weight Watchers at Work. We do have a flyer over there, so you can pick that up if you're interested. You can also click the link on any of these clickable ones here. So Weight Watchers will take you to our Weight Watchers website. So we currently have meetings running on campus in room 245, right across from us every Thursday at noon. And you can join at any time. So even though the next series technically doesn't start until tentatively on February 18th, you can still join at any time and they prorate your amount. So you can pick up and start this week if you like even. Also, let's see, we'll not be hearing about telephonic coaching, so I'll just go into that quickly. So these telephonic coaching is provided through Kaiser and Care First. So if you're members, you can access through that. Also, if you waive medical benefits through AU and receive your medical benefits elsewhere, you can still access the Care First telephonic coaching. So you would follow the Care First instructions on here. So we would advise to make an appointment right away because sometimes there may be scheduling delays on their part. So you want to make sure you get in right away. So they can help coach you through any kind of behavior change. It could be losing weight, or it could be increasing your exercise, or anything, any type of behavior change along that. And we have all the information under these bullet points here. Finally, the last bullet point that you can receive points through is tracking your food and or exercise. So that isn't necessarily a program that you have to sign up for. It's you doing that on your own. So there's several apps that you can use, and we gave examples here. MyFitnessPal is a pretty popular one a lot of people have heard of. There's also Lose It, Spark People, many more. We're not endorsing these. These are just to give you examples of what's out there. And then you could also use a hard copy if you're more into paper, pencil. There are printable tracking journal trackers that you can use and print out, and then it's kind of like a calendar and you write it down that way. We also have a WellLog journal. For those of you who participated last year, you probably remember that. We have a sample over here as well. Yes, that's it. So there's also a flyer explaining WellLog a little bit more in depth, but it's a great journal to keep track of your behavior changes, your food and exercise and all that good stuff. So, what's that? Yeah, so they are available at the bookstore too. There's more information on contacting. Yeah.
Are there separate points for attending a Weight Watchers meeting versus tracking the Weight Watchers app? Are those two separate things?
Yeah, so the question is it separate points from attending a meeting and then also tracking on an app? Yes. So going to a Weight Watchers meeting, you would get 1 point for each time that you're there. So up to 1 point per week. And then for the food and exercise journaling, you can get a point each day for that. So no matter what app or tracking device you end up using, you can get a point a day for that. And so with all of these, for the most part, we will have sign-in sheets or A Healthy You. If you come to any of our classes, you'll notice that we sign you in. So we are kind of taking care of the sign-up sheet for you on that part. But in many of the other activities, there will be a sign-in sheet. So you are responsible for making sure you sign into those, because at the end, we will verify that you did indeed attend the classes that you say you did. So the A Healthy You group fitness classes are definitely taken care of, and then we'll also have sign-in sheets at the other ones.
And how do
So
you
any-
verify the tracking on Lose It, or?
So on that, on tracking the online apps and the printouts or something like that, you would either bring it in and show us the weekly or the days that you tracked for. And also I wanted to mention, yeah, so this is only for winners. If you're a winner, or if you're not in the running to win the challenge, we still hope that you would be honest throughout the program. And just know, if there is something questionable, we will look into it. So it's to your benefit to keep good records on all of this, because you could end up in the winners, or we could have a question about something, and you kind of have to be able to prove that. And also with all of these, the way that you'll be submitting points for these activities is through an online submission form. So each of you will have your own submission form, and it'll have all of these activities on there, and you'll just, every week, you'll go in and say which activity or how many times you went to a class, or how many times you tracked online or on an app your food intake. And so you'll submit that to A Healthy You, and then that populates for us the points based off of these A Healthy You activities. It'll probably make more sense once we get those out to you and you can see what it looks like, but it'll be very straightforward. Just make sure you're keeping track of what you're doing on your own, so that when you submit this, it's easy to go. And so each participant will have their own tracking form. Is there any questions? Yeah.
Clarification and a question. So, for like the food journal, I could use anything that I have and write it down.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna have to turn it in and like get rid of,
No, so you don't have to, right, you won't have to turn in any type of tracking journal or anything to us. But if we did need to verify, it would simply be you coming in and showing and flipping through or something like that.
The activities, we're limited to these activities in earning points, correct? I mean, walking
Right.
on our own doesn't earn us points.
Right, but you could track, or you could journal about walking, and that gets you the point. So, yeah. So if you keep an exercise log and you log every day or every week, whatever you choose about walking or exercising, each time you track about that will get you a point per day. So each of the tracking your food or exercise, you can get 1 point per day, so 7 in a week.
So if I track the food for a day, that's a point. If I track my activity for a day, that's a point.
It's food and or exercise, yeah. So if you missed your food, if you missed tracking food one day, you can kind of make up for it with the exercise. And all of these on the submission form will have a limit. So you'll notice, for example, we'll hear about the Rec Sports Winter Walking Group. So that meets once a week. So you'll notice that you can't, it won't let you go past one time or 1 point for that week. So we have that all laid out for you. Any other questions on the A Healthy You activities? Okay. So earning points. So points are based off of weigh-ins and those activities. So weigh-ins will be on main campus. For those of you on main campus, do we have anyone that works off campus here? Okay. So for those of you who are on main campus, the weigh-ins will be in our A Healthy You office in Mary Graydon 330, and I'll get to off-campus participants in just a second. So at minimum, participants are required to weigh in during the first and last weeks to qualify. And we do have a check-in schedule. So for the first week, we'll be doing weigh-ins Monday through Thursday, 10 to 3. Most rest of the time will be Monday through Wednesday. And then the last week we'll go back to offering Monday through Thursday. So then for off-campus participants, you will have a scale for the most part. I think every building now will have a scale at your location. And we have a list of the locations up here. Our off-campus locations, 4200 Wisconsin, Brandywine, Connecticut, New Mexico, 4620 Wisconsin, and then the new Tenley Law School. So is anyone's building not up here if you work off campus? Okay, we have it covered. So if you are weighing in off campus, you will be required to capture a photo of the scale while you're weighing in. Sounds a little silly, but the alternative would be coming into main campus. So this makes it a little bit easier. And then you'll email that to us each week. So here are additional instructions for those of you who are off campus. So you'll take the picture, send it in to A Healthy You. Please include your team name somewhere in that email. And also just make sure the clarity and the size are readable because we'll be entering that in for you. And you'll need to submit that by close of business each Wednesday because then we'll do the standings and things like that later in the week. Let's see. All right, any questions for our off-campus participants? Does that make sense to everyone? All right, so as I mentioned, weight loss, if you're in the weight loss category, if you're not choosing to maintain, your points are awarded based on percentage of weight loss goal achieved at the final weigh-in. So you could go up and down in the middle of the challenge and then end up wherever you are that last week. Again, we do advise losing 1 to 2 pounds per week, so we're not really promoting dropping everything the final week, although that is technically how it ends up. It's the final weigh-in, the first and the last. For weight maintenance participants, you will receive 100 points. So let me back up for 1 second. For weight loss participants, if your goal that we gave you was to lose 10 pounds and you lose 10 pounds, then that's 100% of your goal, that's 100 points. If you lose 5 pounds and your goal was 10 pounds, then that's 50%, you would get 50 points toward your weight points. For weight maintenance participants, if you stay within that 2%, then that's considered 100% of your goal and you will receive 100 points. If you are anywhere outside of that 2%, then that's 0 points. So it's kind of an all or nothing. So that's why you get the choice of, if you're in the healthy category, you get the choice of maintaining or losing. Any questions on that? Is that good? All right, so the other portion I said, so our grand total for the points is you have weight points that we just talked about, and then the A Healthy You points. which is what you're submitting using that online form and what we'll hear more about some of the activities in just a second. So everyone's good with how the points work? All right. So finally, we have prizes. Like I said, the $5 that you pay makes up the prize pot. The first place team, which is the team with the most points at the end of the program, will split half of the total pot between the two members. If there's a tie, A Healthy You will work out how to deal with that. We may end up having to do a drawing or something of that nature. And then the remaining pot will be distributed throughout the rest of the year. So this is why we're calling it a kickstart. It's the Y-Weight Kickstart. So we're kickstarting, and hopefully you will work to sustain your weight loss or continue if that's what you're choosing to do. So throughout the rest of the year, we'll equally distribute the rest of that prize pot if you continue with monthly weigh-ins. So you'll be entered into a drawing each month if you're weighing in with us. So there's more details to come on that, but just wanted to make sure you are aware of that so you don't have to worry too much about it yet. And so that is the grand prize. Weekly raffles will be, so if you complete a weigh-in or submit an A Healthy You activity using that online submission form, you'll be entered into our weekly raffles to win a prize for your team, so you and your partner. So the choices, if you're a winner, your choice will be between half bushel of From the Farmer, which is a produce delivery that comes to campus, or $30 toward the AU Farmers Market that's here every Wednesday, except they canceled today because it's too cold. But starting next week, they'll be here. Finally, individual prizes. All participants who finish the program within 2% of their goal will be eligible to receive prizes, including t-shirts, socks, and many other choices as well. So even if your team doesn't go where you want it to be, as long as you are in it for yourself and working hard, you'll still be rewarded there. So does anyone have any questions on anything that we talked about? Anything to do with the points or weigh-ins, prizes? So again, you'll be required to weigh in at the beginning and at the end of the challenge, and then to qualify for any of those prizes. We also recommend that you weigh in each week because that will help your odds for the raffles as well as keeping you accountable and working toward your goals a little more. So if there aren't any other questions, we will move into our mindful eating demo. So Sam is going to help lead us through this, and you may have noticed our clementines. If Andy, you want to help hand these out? I have a mic to worry about.
And I should use the,
Yes.
okay.
Yep.
Hello there. So if you are on camera, please find yourself some food in your kitchen. So it could be a clementine or a raisin, piece of chocolate. You get the benefit of getting to choose your food. Hey everyone, my name is Samantha Attard. I am a wellness coach and yoga instructor and also a nutrition professor here at AU. So we wanted to put together a little mindful eating demo because the thing that I come across most with my clients is the fact that they have no clue that they're actually eating when they're eating, whether it's because they're working through their lunch, or bow your head if you're guilty of this. I know I am. Working through your lunch, eating food after dinner in front of the television or a video, walking, in between a class or in between buildings, putting a snack in your mouth because you need to get to a meeting. Basically, all through our days, we have opportunities to eat not mindfully. And this is actually pretty troublesome because when you don't notice that you're eating, you don't notice that you're full. And you actually don't notice also that you're getting your calories, you're not enjoying your food, and it can ultimately lead to overeating later, or the dreaded syndrome of just putting your hand back in the bag over and over and over again and not realizing it until you're already completely full. So actually, if I could grab a clementine as well. Awesome. So we're going to take a couple seconds to very mindfully eat our first slice of a clementine. So really the experience of eating a food, right, it starts way before it even gets into our mouths. There's actually this entire experience that happens when we look at the color of our food, the smell, the location that we're in. So we're going to take a couple seconds to really notice our clementine. So take a look at your clementine. Mine has a little bit of green on it. The color, the texture, a little bit cool. And take a few seconds to really appreciate, notice this little beautifully packaged item in front of you. Yeah, you can maybe start to smell your clementine. Maybe if there's not much, you can also rub it on the counter a little bit because you start to release a little bit of the juice. Noticing the texture, a little bumpy, a little rough. Awesome. Okay, and so start to dig yourself into that clementine. So you can start to peel your clementine. So the sound, and there, okay, finally I can smell my clementine now that it started to open it up.
I just said it looked like my thigh.
Got it. It's okay. It's like this is enjoyable, but So you just notice. And oh my gosh, it smells so fabulous, right? As you start to open it up. Okay, so you can start to peel apart your clementine, getting down to your one slice of clementine. And it's again another experience to notice. So a little smoother than the outside. Can really smell that citrus. Noticing the little, the white, the little pith that's attached. Okay, so if you're ready, clementine into your mouth, no chewing. Yeah, we're going the entire way, yeah. So no chewing. And, you notice like it's actually kind of a little bitter. It doesn't taste like orange flavor, right? Right on the outside. But it's cool. It's kind of nice. Okay, y'all can chew once. Maybe a second time. And really notice, take a few seconds to really chew that orange, get the juice out. Notice the different textures at play, different flavors at play. And when you're ready, when you feel like you have fully understood this clementine as it is, you can go ahead and swallow. Now, we're all very busy people. I'm assuming that we probably can't take that long to eat all of our clementines that way because, eventually got to go to work. But there's actually a lot more going on in all of our food than we often give it credit for. And I don't know, I personally find, at least even things like this, that you eat one clementine slice and you realize how many flavors are going on, how many textures are going on, how actually delightful this flavor is, that it's not just, that it's not boring, it's actually really lovely. And that when you can look at your food with that level of appreciation, you become a lot more careful about what you're eating, but also I find really helps you to not overeat and to truly just appreciate the food that you have in front of you. So, hope you enjoyed this exercise. Definitely can play it on at home, and you have permission to eat the rest of the clementine as quickly and unmindfully as you'd like. So, thanks.
over here. So they are representing some of these A Healthy You activities. So we have Joanne from AU Dining, Sam, who you've already met now, who will be our health coach. We also have a ghost in the middle there with some of the different flyers for the Well Log, A Healthy You group exercise classes, as well as Weight Watchers. We have Katie Lundberg from AU Rec Sports, who will be speaking about the winter walking group. Then Allie Jackson from AU Rec Sports as well, who will be talking about the weight loss club. And then Craig Hardis from HMR, so he'll describe his program as well. So start us up. And so also just to point out, the microphone is not supposed to project, it's for the camera only, in case you're wondering.
Oh. Hi everyone, I'm Joanne Jolly. I'm a dietitian here with Dining Services. Thank you, Sam. I really loved that mindful demo, and I'm really excited to be part of this program. One of the things that I can help you guys with is being more mindful with what you're eating, maybe learning some different habits about yourself, how you're eating, how to eat healthier, how to make healthier choices, how to fit in healthy foods on your budget, how to schedule your day, including healthy meals. So I'm available for 2 counseling sessions during this program, so an initial counseling session and then a second one. If you want to make an appointment with me, you can email me. I'm right here on the website. I'm also jjolly@american.edu, so Jolly, it's pretty easy to remember, and I have my business cards over here if anyone wants to grab one on the way out. Like I said, if you have any questions about your general nutrition, healthy eating, any of those types of questions, I'd be happy to counsel you through it and to talk you through it.
Thank you.
There we go, perfect, thanks. Okay, hi there guys, again. We've already been all introduced, but what I do as a wellness coach, it's very much based a lot on nutrition. That's where my schooling is, where my training is. I got my PhD at UNC, so if we have any Tar Heels or former Tar Heels in the audience. But I also try to take it to much more than that. So we also talk exercise, sleep, stress, and really what I specialize in, what I love to do is help people fit healthy eating into and healthy living into a busy schedule. So figuring out how we can fit in a workout, maybe it's before work, maybe it's after work, maybe it's simply realizing that, wow, you can walk around this campus in about 15 minutes flat, and that doesn't seem like a big piece of your day, and maybe that's the movement that you get. So really looking forward to working with you guys. There'll be half-hour sessions, and since I'm an adjunct, I'm not here on campus all the time. We'll be doing it over the phone or over Skype, depending on what the technology allows. So for the most part, I'm here for people that are on the satellite, in the satellite campuses and satellite buildings, but also happy to work with anyone here on campus. My contact info to schedule is I have a link here, so it's listed underneath for health coaching. So there's a link where you can schedule. I'll send you a questionnaire, a little bit of food logging that you'll be doing so you can get your points kind of double for that in preparation for our meeting, and 2 meetings per session. And the last bit is that I have recipe cards, so if you guys want any recipes at the end, come on by.
Great, thank you. Yeah, so just to reiterate what both Joanne and Sam talked about, Joanne is main campus, so if you do work on main campus, try contacting Joanne. If you are off campus, Sam will be available, potentially traveling to offsite. If not that, then over the phone or Skype. So off campus, check out Sam or combination, whatever kind of works for you. If you are on main campus one day and you normally work off campus, they're both here, so.
Hi guys, my name is Katie Lundberg. I am the fitness wellness coordinator over at Rec Sports. So in February, we're going to do a little bit of a winter walking group, which will meet every Thursday at noon at Cassell Fitness Center, just right outside the door there. We're going to try to go outside, so everybody bring your coat, your gloves, your scarves, any of those things. But if there's any big weather issues, then we're going to be inside on the treadmills in Cassell. So this program is just a drop-in program, but if you guys want to shoot me an email beforehand and see, making sure that it's still going on, and if you want to let me know that you're going to be there, that would be great. My email is Lundberg, Lundberg @American, but I brought my cards too. And we're going to just try this group out for February. Good way to get out of the office. So if you have friends across campus, you guys can hook up and come meet at Cassell. And if it's something that everyone really enjoys doing, then we'll try to continue it for the rest of the year.
Thanks.
Hi, my name's Allie. I'm also at Rec Sports. I'm the personal training coordinator. And I've put together a 6-week small group training club called the AU Weight Loss Club. And so in the 6 weeks, you get 10 personal training sessions, well, group fitness sessions, so it would be 2 per week. And then 2 fitness assessments, so 1 at the very beginning and 1 at the very end to track your progress. And then I'm also working with Joanne on this to offer nutrition counseling and a nutrition class. So the points won't double if you see her and then see her again with me. So 1 meeting with Joanne is 1 point. And it's available to members of the facility and also non-members, and I have some more information on pricing and things with me over here, and also my business cards. But for the 6-week program for members, it's $276, which is pretty good for training sessions, registered dietitian, and really just having that community to work with to help reach some goals. I'm trying it this semester and then again next semester. So it'll break 6 weeks and then all the way up to spring break, and then we'll have spring break, and then we'll start again the next 6 weeks. Okay? Thank you.
Thanks. And when you said we have a couple minutes to do a TV commercial thing, I didn't think it was really like a TV
A real
commercial thing. You should specify that next time. No. So my name's Craig Hardis. I'm with a company called HMR. So you guys have unbelievable resources here to you with American University, but if you want to go outside for some other support, that's really what I'm here for. So HMR is a company that was out of Boston. It was founded over 30 years ago by 2 guys that had their PhDs in behavior management. So similar to what Sam was just saying, it's one thing to say, eat well, exercise. We all know that, but it's still hard to do that, right? If we could do that, Leah and Andy wouldn't have a job and be putting on lovely competitions for us, right? So that's really what we're here for. We provide remote coaching, things to help get you through. We have apps, and that's everybody likes their apps and their tracking. We have that, and really those things help you be held accountable to yourself, accountable to your teammate in this case, which I really like as well. HMR this past year, U.S. News and World Report just came out with their best diets list. We finished #1 in the category for fast weight loss and #2 overall for just weight loss. That's good and bad. I know some people think fast weight loss, like, oh my God, it's too much. Like you said earlier, too much can be unhealthy, right? I look at it in this case, like fast weight loss is good at the beginning sometimes because you need that motivation, right? You start eating better, you start exercising, you want to, is it working? Am I getting anywhere? And that's why I was happy to see that we did finish #2 in weight loss overall. Really, our program does get you that 1 to 2 pounds healthy weight loss a week, and you can look to lose probably 5 to 10% of your overall body weight. So I have information, and there is a discount for American University employees as well.
All right, great, thank you. So, no, you can put it back over
Okay.
there.
I'll let you do that so I don't mess it up.
So as you can see, we have a variety of programs to help support you. As I mentioned on the full list up here, you can refer back to at any point. Our resources, as you can see, are both cost associated and no cost. So you have your choices there. So if there aren't any other questions, no? Yes? There.
It'll be about an hour. So you're going to meet at noon, and then you'll be back to your office by 1.
All right, great. So we'll wrap up now so you can have time to talk with our support team over here, ask them questions, get their handouts and flyers and all of those goodies. And if you have questions after you leave, feel free to email us or call the A Healthy U office. So thanks again.